You should already know to log on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com. That is my official website. On that website, you will find videos you've missed, as well as ways to get in contact with me. All my social media pages are on there, and the store is on there where you can shop and get you some merch. Support by logging on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com. Also, man, listen, have you heard about my $100 promo deal? Let me give you some details. I think you're sleeping on this, and if you got any products or music, you need to take advantage. The promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV. That's the Insta Stories, the YouTube community, the Threads account, the Facebook account, and the Twitter's account. Listen, but as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Yes, make sure you get them likes up. The like is important. The like is important. We got the Spread Love Network hosted by Simbo in the building. Super Reese TV, what's up? Nate Jackson, what's going on? SMG Clips, what is going on? Tyrone James, what's going on? Chico, Low, 914. Bill Maher's in the building. Big Mar, I said Bill Maher. Big Mar, the moderator's in the building. Skaggs Money is in the building. King Michael Coy is always here. Hey, Consmatic, Ghosta. Peace, what's going on? Elmatic, man, where you been? Sexy 65, what's going on? A-Child, how are you doing? Nisa Shabazz, how are you? Maxwell Trucking, always on the go, but always checking in as well. Young Yala is in the building. Nisha 9 Stars is in the building. DJ Maestro, what's up? Get them likes up. Titan Steve, what's cracking? Mr. Evans, what's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? But don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. Peep the game. What's going on? Definitely a Queens, New York thing. Syracuse is in the building. That's Genesis. What's going on? Get the likes up. Got some serious dialogue tonight. The dialogue gonna be dialoguing, you know? Not too many people could talk about in all seriousness. A lot of people like talking. Hey Sandra, what's up? The 185, what's going on? Yes, celebrities are not my leaders. And we're gonna break that down for you tonight. Why you shouldn't worship celebrities or even look at them as leaders in any kind of way. What have they ever led us to? Led us to agendas. We don't follow agendas, and there ain't even been no agenda that, but we're gonna get into that. But don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
yes, always gotta be on beat. Yes. I don't know what everybody talking about in the YouTube stratosphere, but these is important topics. Nisha 9 Stars is in the building. I'm tired of hearing about Drake and Kendrick and all these other people that dudes want to sit around and talk about every day. Nah, we got real things going on that affects you and me. So why not use your platform to talk about it? If you could get the ears and eyes, use it. Talk Show The Visionary is in the building. Yes. Tam behind the mic. What is up? Yes, we are in the building. We are going to talk. We are going to talk tonight. So don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Just in case you forgot. But I got a special guest with me, my first cousin. Introduce yourself to the people.
Peace, family. It's Brother Tad on the check-in. What's going on?
So I hit you earlier. He was on his way to the halal spot to get some food. That's where we get grub from in the town.
Word up.
So we talked like 90 times today. So what I wanted to ask you, did you see this Black Men Summit thing?
Yeah, I saw that bullshit.
Why you say that? So, all right. First of all, when you saw it, you called it BS. Why was it BS in your opinion?
And I'll be honest, I gave it a chance. I wanted to see if they were going to really address topics that affect Black men.
Okay.
And they really didn't. They didn't have serious dialogue. See, you got to be a critical thinker to be able to unpack the multi-layers of bullshit that they give you, because they make broad statements, but they don't substantiate that or back it up with any facts. And then they'll tell you a lie and present it as a fact. So that's why it was really bullshit to me. Case in point, they were saying that Kamala Harris did not lock up thousands of black men for marijuana. Somebody stated, in fact, she's only locked up 45 men for marijuana possession in the whole state of California. And all of them, we don't know what race they were. 45 people in the state of California. Only 45 people got jammed up for weed.
Right.
And I'm supposed to believe that. But again, that's what I'm saying. They'll make a statement and you're supposed to fall for it and believe it.
Right.
And not even challenge it. So that was disingenuous in itself. Even when they said Kamala has a plan for us and Donald Trump doesn't. Donald Trump met with Ice Cube before, when Ice Cube presented the platinum plan that he put together along with Dr. Claude Anderson. Now, if people don't know who Dr. Claude Anderson is, he was the campaign manager for Jimmy Carter. He does a lot of things around black people.
And finances in particular.
Yeah, he's definitely a financial literacy genius.
Right.
He wrote books on Black history called Dirty Little Secrets, Part 1 and 2. He also has a book called Powernomics, what Black folks need to do to get their money right and, you know, get our things on track in terms of how do we use the political system.
Mm-hmm.
These are some serious people that these black men should be talking to. But of course, I doubt they reached out to Dr. Claude Anderson. But now when they said Kamala has an economic plan for black men, she's allocating $1 million to give black men and others up to $20,000 to start a business. Just think about that. She set aside $1 million and giving black men up to $20,000 and others. Let's not forget the and others.
Right.
Let's say it's only black men, right, dog?
Mm-hmm.
Got $1 million, $20,000. How many times does 20,000 go into 1 million, dog?
50 times.
50 times, right? 50 times.
Right.
That means one black man in each state may get $20,000 because, again, it's black men and others. What kind of plan is that?
Right.
Or is that pandering, trying to buy votes to get black men to say, hey, I want that 20 bands. I want that 20 bands. She got my vote. But even if she did give it to only black men, remember there's 50 states in the United in this country. You're going to give one black man, like, that's not a real plan.
Right.
What about the other tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in each state?
Right. Right.
That's just ain't getting nothing. It's an insult because you allocate $1 million for black men, but meanwhile, Ukraine get billions, Israel get billions, the migrants get billions.
Right.
All of that is the money that all of us pay. That's our tax money.
Right.
Some say it's not, but for the sake of argument, let's say that it is. It's an insult.
Right.
But again, when you watch the whole thing and you look at it with a critical eye, you'll realize that it was just another DNC convention because there was nobody with an opposing position. Everything was just like, yeah, we got to get Kamala in. We got to get Kamala in. I'm like, well, where's Byron Daniels? Byron Donalds, rather. You know, he's a Republican and he's been giving them people hell. And I'm not caping for the Republicans or the Democrats. I'm just saying, if I catch you in the lie, you can't expect me to sit here and continue to listen to you.
Where's Larry Elder at? Where's Judge Joe Brown at?
Right. Where are these men?
And those are two judges. Larry Elder was a judge as well.
Exactly. So are we really having serious conversation or are we just sitting in the echo chamber parroting points that was scripted for black men to repeat on that stage? Because again, you got Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy, right? On the DL Hughley. Because I think he a chump.
Right.
You got all of these entertainers leading the charge on what poor people should be doing. All of these people are rich.
Right.
Right, dog? These dudes got money.
Rich and successful, yep.
You got rich people telling poor people to follow other rich people and put them in position to continue to keep you poor. What kind of sense does that make? Seriously.
Don't make no sense. It's not Dr. Spock would say it was illogical.
Yeah. But these are just some of the things.
Right.
Just some of the things that they were talking about. Because again, they start talking about women reproductive justice. You got to watch how they layer the
Yeah,
language.
yeah, because the language is very, very important because you'll sit there and hear something and you know what it meant, but he flipped it and bounced it, not sounding right. First of all, say one or
It
two
sound on some
words, and
bullshit.
yeah, you be like, hold up, don't that mean such and such? But again, language is very, very important. And I think a lot of times they play on what we believe, what they think our knowledge base is. So they say certain things and they be like, they ain't gonna know what this mean. You know what I'm saying? But it mean what you could think it mean, but it sounds palatable. You know what I'm saying? So you be like going with it. Nah, he just played you. You know, because it. Go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna say one brother in the street did G-check them on the language because they was actually talking to random dudes in the street, and the one of the hosts was in the street. He asked dude, he said, "Yo, do you think black men are not being engaged because they're uneducated about the political system?"
Yeah.
He said it's not uneducated. He said uninterested.
Right.
And I'm glad he G-checked them because that's a little slight. That's a little dark because they're always insulting us and we're not supposed to catch it because the adjective they're using is uneducated.
Right.
Sonny Holston used ridiculous when she was describing us. She was talking about anybody who would support Trump.
Right.
Like it's just layer after layer of contradictions and insults. And unfortunately, most people, like you said at the top of the show, people don't want to talk. People don't want to have real dialogue. People want to talk about bullshit. People want to know if Diddy getting humped on, if he locked up, like all
Right.
this foolishness. People still talking about the street code and who a real nigga and who not.
Who
And I'm like,
snitch,
all
paperwork.
that shit is corny.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. From a dude from Brooklyn, from the streets, been active. It ain't never got me nowhere but a few cases and a couple of headbutts.
Right.
You're not gonna play the street game and not get tackled. You know, I always say that.
So somebody in the chat, moderator, deleted his comment, but I'm gonna let I'm not mad at the comment. He said, what is your point? What is Trump gonna do? Let me ask you something. Do you find that we're sold as black men? That's what me and you are, black men. We're sold Kamala, but when we don't buy it, they always talk about Trump.
But see,
like there's other
right.
other candidates. You understand what I'm saying? So just
right,
because we're not for
go
ahead. I'll let you talk.
I'm sorry, y'all stupid. Nah, because I be being nice and I be trying to be politically correct.
Right.
But sometimes people are so ignorant because I want y'all to do is go look up the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, sued Jill Skynes, who was a supporter of reparations, and Cornel West, two people who were running independently, because it's not just Kamala and Trump. Yeah, y'all got to get your head out your ass. It's not just them two candidates. And this is actually the climate for you, black people, to organize and create our own political party like other groups do and vote in blocks. But that's a whole nother subject that's being worked on right now while y'all dilly-dally in this foolishness of Kamala and Trump. Because I'm not caping for Trump. But what's going on with the Democrats is they're not being democratic. You got to remember, Joe Biden is supposed to be running for re-election. But undemocratically, they just removed him and said, we're going to put Kamala in. Didn't give nobody else a chance to run and be the representative of the Democratic Party. So they didn't have no vote.
Yes, because we didn't get who we wanted if we was going to vote Democrat. It was just like, y'all take her. And it was like, but what if we don't want her? Because, again, remember she ran for president and lost. She lost the Democratic vote for president, you know, so that's why she became the VP. Biden beat her.
Yep.
So she
beat her ass.
Yeah, exactly. So she was put in there, and obviously people didn't choose her because if they choose her, she would have been president and she'd have been going against Trump, not Biden. Now, when somebody said they sell us Trump too, that's cap. A lot of black people in this Black Men Summit, nobody sold us Trump. Everybody who we see that look like us, unless they're called or whatever, they're pro Kamala because we think we're Democrats. You understand what I'm saying? We think we're Democrats, so we automatically vote that way. And truthfully, we're not Democrats nor Republican. We are independent thinkers. And whoever we think the agenda or has an agenda, administration policies that resonate with us, that's what we go for. First of all, I don't believe it should be tampons in the bathroom. I don't believe in a lot of stuff.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't believe it should be a lot of stuff. That's why I'm not for it. Believe it or not. That's some of my reasonings. And plus, they had years to get it right, and it's still wrong. And again, people, just ask yourself the critical question. If it's broken, who broke it? So you want the same people that has it broken, that had 3.5 years to fix it, to say, all right, now I'm going to fix it. You know what I'm saying? But see, you said there's a bunch of ninjas online pushing Trump agenda. But how much press does it get? See, y'all are online. So I want you to go in your house, black man and black women, go in your house and talk to your family and say, I'm voting for Trump. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Because for the most part, I've been watching a lot of people who've been coming out saying that they want Styles P oppose it. A lot of people oppose it, and we watch dudes get bullied, and y'all just got to keep it real. You understand what I'm saying? But now let me ask you. Both parties broke it for decades, but who's been in there for long? See, Howard D, you do a lot of typing and not a lot of listening because some of y'all think y'all smart, so you just type. You saying both parties broke it, but who's been in office longer, Democrats or Republicans? Who's been in the last 20 years? Who's held the top office of the most powerful person in the world? Answer yourself that. You know, so you can't say both, because if we had Biden for that long, we had Obama for that long, we had Trump for 4 years. But Biden did one term, Obama did 2. So now, see, that's what we say. Now they're the same. So if they're the same, why are you saying anything against any of them? Now they're the, see when you make sense. Oh no, they're the same. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna address you. You're not gonna take over the show. So who is curating this thing? DL Hughley, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So for the most part, you said Bush for 8 years. How long ago was that? And then who was after Bush? And Bush wasn't 8 years. Bush was only 4. So you can't.
Well, which Bush? The father or the son?
The son. The son was only 4. The father was 8. The son ain't make 2 terms. One of them didn't do 2 terms. I think it was the son. If I'm not mistaken, it was the son, because Obama. Anyway, we researched that.
Yeah, but the whole
Biden. I said
thing.
Biden by mistake, but it makes a lot of sense. Biden.
But it is because he's from the.
Yeah.
Biden is Obama's vice president.
Right. Yeah.
From the same tree.
Right.
Kamala's from the same tree.
Right.
We being sold race because we got to remember Kamala came out running on race. We not gonna act like she didn't do that. Though folks that play ignorant, like, why does her race matter? You need to ask her, because that's what she ran on. And I don't know too many black Indians from India. I'm sorry.
Oh, so somebody said the son did too. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. The son did too. The
Which
Bushes,
the 96.
Let's think about this. Bush Senior is coming from Reaganomics.
Yeah,
right?
2000 to 2008.
Yeah, so the senior was coming from Reaganomics. That was a term. We ain't jack that. We didn't jack Reagan. See, again, when you getting it wrong, we gonna say it's wrong. We not gonna say, that this. You understand what I'm saying? When you getting it wrong, we never rock with Reagan and we never rock with the Bushes ever. So for the most part, that's why we did the Clinton thing. That's why we did the Obama thing. You understand what I'm saying? So the Bushes, no, you can't say the Bushes did 8 years. You got to say they did 20. Because Reagan did 2. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to add they 12 to him. So they did a dub. So if you did Clinton, Obama, Biden, add that up. This is what I'm saying. You got to add that up like that. You know, but back on topic.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
what I don't want people to miss is that this is the climate right now to organize and come with an alternative.
Mhm.
This is the thing about invention. When you see something that you want and it's not there, you go create it.
Right.
If you're tired of the Republicans, you're tired of the Democrats, why don't you organize? Everybody will cite Malcolm and say Malcolm said this, Malcolm said that, but how many really listen to the bullet or the ballot or a message to the grassroots? You people on the ground are the grassroots.
Right.
Make no mistake about it. Not the NAACP, not the Urban League, not none of these organizations or political parties we talking about. They're established by people that don't even look like us. How about that?
Right.
But when you talk about the grassroots, you talk about the everyday people. And that's why they're pandering to us to get our votes, because they realize how powerful we are. We don't realize how powerful we are because they distract us with these entertainers.
Right.
Because we look at these entertainers as a symbol of success, who
Right.
supposedly come from where we come from. And if they can make it, we can make it. So we emulate them because they tell us to.
And what's
But
one
we
of the
gotta-
worst things we do with the celebrities? We trust their word.
Right.
We trust their word.
Unfortunately.
They sell us. I mean, and for the most part, they give us the idea of deviance. They give us the idea of what success is. They give us the ideas. They sell us yak. They promote everything no good for us. When you really, really think about it, they'll be, even sometimes when you look at some of them promoting Weight Watchers and stuff, and then you read the label of Weight Watchers, be like, you ain't supposed to be eating this. It'd be so full of so much
science experiment.
so much sodium and all this stuff like that, but it doesn't have carbs and calories. And it's like, yeah, but look how much sodium is in it.
But your body need carbs, and I hate when people say, "Yo, don't eat no carbs. I don't eat no carbs." Yeah, carbohydrates is your body preferred source of fuel. You got two types of carbohydrates: complex carbs and simple carbs. Simple carbs is the bad carbs. That is the breads, the cakes, the cupcakes, the sugar. Complex carbs is the carbs you need: sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, rice, vegetables, fruit has carbohydrates.
Right.
But again, people are just regurgitating what they hear. And we're in the information age where everybody's literally walking around with a computer in their pocket and won't do a simple Google, Yahoo search.
Because we live in meme culture. That's why I tell people, as soon as somebody put a meme out there, we take it as law. So we see.
I like what Uncle G said. We dropped the ball when we didn't support Cynthia McKinney when she ran for president with Rosa Clemente.
Right.
And that's a fact. Most people don't even know who Susan McKinney is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cynthia McKinney is. Cynthia McKinney is for us. Like,
Right.
that's all I can say. Just look her up.
Right.
But again, black and female. And not somebody who is plucked out the sky. A real grassroots person.
So
Okay.
So right now, we see they're basically using celebrities. Both sides are using celebrities to tell us and try to convince us. We're not really hearing a lot of policy. We seeing Hulk Hogan. We're seeing Beyonce.
Shout out to Amber Rose.
Yeah, Amber Rose. That's what I'm saying. The slut walk
Lion
queen.
ass Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. We got Beyonce. We got LeBron. What is it about?
Don't forget the Migos.
Oh yeah, yeah. What is it about them that they think we really, really like? What do they think using these people is supposed to do? Like, what do they think? Because at the end of it all, you got people who are of influence to sell products. But now, if this is the most important job in the world, how you trying to sell us somebody's presidency? Why do they use these celebrities?
It's a subconscious racial insult. The system always look at black folks as the dummies of society.
Mm-hmm.
They pay us for it. We perpetuate it for the money. So they speak to our ignorance. They speak to the lower rungs of black society. Because again, like you always say, we're not a monolith.
Right.
We're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not one group of people. But what they do is give us entertainers and athletes because that's what they think we're only good for. Like we said, they didn't bring Larry Elder, they didn't bring Judge Joe Brown, they didn't even bring anybody with any type of integrity that's just going to get up there and tell the truth
Right.
and say, all right, I'm a Democrat, but we need to tighten this up. And we need, you know what I'm saying? We could bolster this a little more. No, they just gonna sit here and sell us lie after lie. So they have bad character, part one, which is always synonymous with their idea of who black people are. So when they give us these celebrities and athletes, these are people who are not thinkers. They're just a talent. You just dribble the ball, you can sing real good, you can shake your tail on the stage, like it's always been said since our enslavement.
Right.
There's so many books that I can name. One of them is by Dr. Khalil Gibran Muhammad, who's the great grandson of Elijah Muhammad, and who was the director of the Schomburg Institute Research Culture Center in Harlem. He wrote a book called The Condemnation of Blackness.
Mm.
And we don't understand that so many laws that was put on the books to hold us back is their opinion of who black people are.
Right.
Case
Right.
in
Right.
point, Jim Crow. Jim Crow laws is based on a fictitious character created by Thomas Dartmouth Rice. He created a character, gave him all these negative attributes, and said, "This is who black people are."
Right. 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 Right.
And white people bought into that.
And
Said,
actually,
"Yeah,
not to
black
cut
people
you,
act like that," and
but
they
a
created
a,
laws
a, li- a
called Jim
literal
Crow's
a
laws
literal
based on that.
character. Like it's a character
He was in the
caricature and
newspaper.
everything.
He
Yeah.
wasn't a real person.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not even he ain't say a Nat Turner law.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So they create these images and behaviors in their mind on who we should be. Read the book Medical Apartheid. They talk about the father of gynecology. What's that dude name? Um, his name's on the tip of my tongue. Marion J. Sims. That's
Mm-hmm.
his name. Marion J. Sims. He used the force grips on women, stretch the vagina out when he do the pap smear and stuff, but he used to rip women open and said, ignore their screams and cries because black women have a higher tolerance for pain and they're just faking it.
Mm-hmm.
When they essayed women on a plantation, said she wanted it.
Right.
All of these things we're now perpetuating because it's been ingrained in us psychologically based on our behavior. Because who finances the images? I always tell people, white people don't control the world. They control the image that they control the world. Always remember that. But if you buy into the image, you make that your reality and you think they're more powerful than they actually are. Because if they were so powerful, they wouldn't need our assistance.
Right.
On getting one or the other in position. This is something Malcolm talked about in The Bullet or the Ballot. Republican and Democrat, that's white folks fight.
Right. 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 Right.
But they need our numbers to tip the scales.
Right.
So they pander to us and cater to us. And unfortunately, we act like the children that they say we are.
Right.
Because we don't have a high functioning level of conversation.
Right.
We talk about Negro stuff.
Right, nigga
Who going to
shit.
jail?
Yeah, who paperwork
Who a
is
real
out.
nigga,
Yeah.
Who pop more people?
Yep.
Who got more girls? Who got more?
Who coming
money?
home? Who a rat? Who a
Yeah,
snitch?
who coming? Yeah, who a rat? Who cares?
Right.
But when you stuck in that paradigm of nigger dump, that's how they gonna treat you, and that's how you gonna function and operate.
Mm-hmm.
But when you operate in your God-given self to act like you got some goddamn sense, then you become the threat.
Right.
As long as you sitting here shucking and jiving, you don't pose no threat. This is what Carter G. Woodson talked about in The Miseducation of the Negro.
Right.
That's why on the cover, it's a chain on the head.
Right.
Not on the hands, but on the head.
Right.
Because our people suffer from arrested development because anytime you try to bring up a serious topic, nobody want to talk about it.
Right.
But then the first thing they say, why we do this to ourselves? Because we encourage it.
Right.
We encourage it.
Right.
Whether we realize it or not. There are people who don't look like us that give millions of dollars to young, ignorant people to sing songs of genocide. This is something Dr. Francis Cress Welsing talked about. We're the only group of people that sing about our own genocide.
Right.
And we don't wake up. We keep thinking Trump is the enemy. He may be.
Right.
I mean, I know the ops when I see them. but I'd rather deal with a real op than a fake friend.
Right.
And they selling you Kamala as a fake friend.
Right.
Say what y'all want about Candace Owens, and I think I told somebody this recently when she taught T.I. and them a brand new one, and even Killer Mike, had to come to her defense and say a lot of things she was saying was right and real, because they sell us on emotionalism.
Right. Yeah, because again, we really, anytime we hear something and we disagree with it, we don't even really just sit back and just hear the whole point. We, first of all, we cut each other off and we want to have an argument. But how many people are really proactive in the change that they want to see? How do you live your life with this change? See, activism became internet. But when we speak about leaders, we speak about Malcolm. We speak about Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. We speak about the minister who's been around for all these long, but again, we don't look. Let's think about this, right? When we think about D.L. Hewley and we think about all of these people, they don't have no integrity. We don't look at them as they gonna be the leader of a damn think tank or something like that. And yo, man, we trying to do this. Go get D.L. Hewley. You understand what I'm saying? And they didn't do enough studies in our history to even speak. A lot of that is emotionalism and how they feel. And I'm gonna be real with you. A man who speaks on how he feel more than how he
What he
knows is feminine to me.
That's about to say.
Has always been feminine. But I just felt like, I think, because at the same time, a woman should speak for women's rights, and a man should back her up. But when you a man speaking for women's rights, that always throws me off, because who is the one that's oppressing her? It ain't us. We don't have the power to oppress nobody. You understand what I'm saying? We've all been sold this ideology, and at the same time, they don't like their own women when we think about the others. So many of us adapted their ways and actions. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you saying this and you saying that, I'm like, yo, because when you think about how they came down on us, Obama, I'm gonna talk to the brothers. See, why
Michelle?
Yeah, right? Yeah. But see, my thing is this, right? White America should have looked at that funny. Because how is he all of a sudden talking to the brothers? But his whole presidency, he ain't talk to the brothers. You get what I'm saying? So now the brothers got to do this and the brothers got to do that. But for the whole presidencies, you never said, brothers, y'all got to tighten up. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I want to talk to y'all because I want y'all to do this for her. But it never said to the brothers, I want y'all to do this for you. This is what I need y'all to do. And actually at the same time, when you really think about it, why are we separated? Why is black men? Why are we the op? You get what I'm saying? Like we the op out of this whole election. They just made us the damn whole op. We the problem. And unfortunately, I'm peeping something, because when you notice most of the podcasts are what? Venus versus Mars. When you think about it. And they got rid of dudes for speaking out again. They got Andrew Tate, all of them out of here. Fresh and Fit, all of them out of here. Tommy Sotomayor, all of them out of here. So it's kind of I feel like they was just about to knew this play was coming. So anything that was anti-woman, anything that was anything that was chauvinist, it's like they was about to run the play. You get what I'm saying? So now,
no, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So now, if
my wheels is turning.
Yeah. So if it was anybody who spoke against a woman in any way, your ass was out. Think about it. They got rid of dudes. They platformed them.
You know what it is? It's all part of the agenda of the New World Order. What they doing is
Kevin Samuels. Yeah, Kevin Samuels. They was getting dudes out of here.
What they're doing is creating division amongst us, because you can't conquer people united.
Right.
Because we're talking about a woman who's saying she's for reproductive rights, reproductive justice, right? But this is the same person that don't know what a woman is. You think about that. You ask her what's a woman, and she can't tell you. It's anybody who feels like a woman, right? But a man who feels like a woman, what we just said, they're feminine, right?
Right.
But do the knowledge. With this whole transformation thing, this whole transportation community,
Right.
all the men are changing into women to join women's sports. But why aren't the women that are changing men trying to get in male sports?
Right. Because they're gonna
Why?
get their ass whooped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because anatomically,
Yeah.
fuck Dr. Fauci too, right?
Right.
Because they always hollering, trust the science, trust the science. But scientifically, men are naturally stronger than women.
Right.
We have bigger muscle mass. Our bone density is stronger and thicker. Women have more fat on their body because they are the producers of life. They have to sustain life. Their skeletal structure doesn't even work like men's. They hips disconnect just so they can push a whole person through. Men can't do that. No matter how you may feel on the inside, you
Right.
are not a woman. So women don't get into men's sports because women know anatomically you can't beat a man. I don't care how fat you are.
Could I
I
say
don't care how
something?
big you are, Bertha. Go ahead.
Yeah. How could somebody tell you about reproducing that never reproduced?
See,
I mean,
all that's a matter of opinion. I had a conversation with somebody.
no, I'm talking
yesterday.
about this woman in particular. If
Right.
you for reproduction, but you never did it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You never did it.
Yeah, I thought you were
And
talking about the men.
yeah,
Right.
no, I'm
Yeah.
talking about her. So
Her
you,
specifically,
yeah. So
yes.
if you never reproduced, right, and at the
Right.
same
No
time,
children.
yeah, you don't have no children, and they telling us don't pick a white man, but she did.
Exactly.
They said, how could you go for a white guy? Same reason why she did. Because she seen
Exactly.
something in him that resonated with her.
But again, make it make sense because these are the lies. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. And they got to start peeling the layers back. And we got to be critical thinkers and just stop taking this foolishness because it's forced on us.
Right.
Here's a woman with no children, but when she talks reproductive justice, she's just carrying the work of Margaret Sanger
Right.
because all she's promoting is deletion of children.
Right. Right.
But whose children in particular?
Most of
And
us
some
go,
people say,
most of us do the Planned Parenthood thing.
right. But then if people watch the documentary, My Alpha 21, it's on YouTube, check it out. It details and chronologizes the order in which all of this came about. While they have fertility clinics and we have deletion clinics in our community, they called us the Negro problem. And Margaret Sanger said, well, just get rid of them in the womb.
Right.
And hence, here come Planned Parenthood. In fact, W.B. Du Bois, it was W.B. Du Bois and Ida B. Wells was in support of Planned Parenthood because just like Kamala, they're selling it as women's health care. But when they saw that it was more nefarious than that, when they were encouraging women to delete their children, they're like, hold up, we ain't signed up for this. And we always got to be mindful of that. We got to be mindful of the organizations that we support and join, particularly if they're not started by us and don't have our interests. And that's why I'm saying this climate right now is so important because it's time for us to organize amongst ourselves so that we can get what we want. How is it that a group, and I'm not knocking nobody coming across the border looking for a better life. If I was on the other side of the fence, I'd do the same thing. However, I'm on this side of the fence and I have to hold my ground down. I have to hold my square down. How is it that these people could come over here? Yo, dog, there's so much going on.
I can imagine. Yeah.
In California, I think it was the end of August 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. You look this up. They're giving undocumented migrants $25,000 for first-time home buyers assistance. You know, in New York already, they giving them debit cards with money on it. They're giving them all kind of cash assistance, and many of them are seeking asylee status. With asylee status, right, you get granted you become an asylee. It's like a second-class citizen, almost like our 14th Amendment. However, once you're an asylee, you qualify for food stamps. this is what a lot of people don't know, because even if you're a migrant, when you come here, you may get cash assistance because that's state money, but you will not get food stamps because that's federal money. But if you're an asylee, the federal government recognize you as a denizen, not necessarily a citizen. So we acknowledge you here and start giving you food stamps. And these people are coming over by the boatloads, dog. The fentanyl is coming in. And I mean, I'm telling you, the audience,
Right.
I've worked with this group.
Right.
I'm talking about, I got my 9 to 5. I worked with these people. There's nothing I'm saying is made up. Dudes were fighting, robbing people in the hotels and shelters, taking their money, get locked up, and don't even spend the night in jail.
Mm.
Now you think one of y'all go out there and try to go outside somebody's head and take their money. You're
Right.
going down. You're
Right.
going all the way down.
Right.
You're definitely going through the system. Let's be clear. But these are the conversations they're not having. Why? Because they organize to have advocate groups.
Right.
And again, I'm talking about the migrants. They're organized. They come to organizations.
Yeah, they come together.
That organize
Yep.
for them.
Yeah.
And
right.
that's what I'm saying. In this political climate, it's not about us voting for this one or that one. It's time for us to recognize, why don't we organize?
Right.
Kamala Harris is Asian also. She's the first what's it, Pacific Islander Asian senator, right? She passed the Asian hate crime bill.
Right.
But she said she's not gonna do nothing specifically for black people.
Right.
LGBTQIA plus get all kinds of laws, get months. They looking to make holidays after that community, people specifically from that community. They're organized. Where's our organization? And the moment we talk about organizing, not falling for the banana in the tailpipe with the blue side on it, what they say, the Democrats said, vote blue no matter who. Just vote down, and we can't do that.
Right.
Because there's too much at stake that we can lose. We fought for civil rights. So anytime somebody talk about civil rights in this country, you got to think, we took the head bust. We's the one getting hosed down. We's the one
Bit
getting
by dogs. Yep.
sicked on us.
Right.
We got to be mindful of that.
Also,
don't let them give you the entertainers, because they gave us white entertainers in hip hop. As soon as it don't work for them no more, they could just go home.
Post
And
Malone.
be whoever they want to be. Post
K-Rock.
Malone.
K-Rock.
Marky Mark. Kid Rock. All of
Pink.
them.
Yep. Pink.
Every last one of them.
Right.
They could be like, I don't want to be black no more.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Yep.
this position for you. But Doggie can't stop being Doggie.
Yep. I can't even get on.
Can't
I
stop
can't even
being
get on.
50 Cent.
I can't even get on public transportation without people looking at me crazy. Like, yo, I saw him on the bus. But Harold Ramis and Keanu Reeves could take the train or whatever, and nobody gonna say nothing. Another thing that I wanted to say as well, our celebrities been sold us out a long time ago. They sold us all the stuff that have been harmful for us. They sold us harmful culture that was funded. They sold us horrible music that was funded. They gave us horrible TV shows. They gave us horrible images. Why do y'all trust their judgment on anything? Because they work for their corporate. This is something that you said, the sidebar offline. That's what made me. They work for their corporation. Their corporation might be Hennessy, Seagrams, or anything.
All these artists work for these
They work
corporations.
for their corporation. So they have.
They're not bosses.
Right. So they have their people in mind that their boost is called, that they rallying for. So it's like, who resonates with them and who's gonna keep their agenda going? Oh, you want to do this, you want to do that, and they're the ones, especially ours. See, because again, if Susan Sarandon say something, we not listening to Susan Sarandon. So they got to go get Beyonce, and then the Beehive. And then they figure that if you worship her and you follow her, then you are going to listen to anything that she says. And they don't think that we use discernment from entertainer to we gonna follow you in this. Because again, you might like the way somebody rap, sing, dance, act, but they don't live your life. They don't know your struggle is not the same. So what they pandering for shouldn't even resonate with you. You understand what I'm saying? What they pandering for should not even resonate with you, because anybody that don't want for nothing cannot resonate with you. Many of us, many people living from check to check. And that's by design because the money that's allotted for you, they're giving it to other people. You get what I'm saying? So who's cutting the entertainers a check? The corporations. First of all, this is not a country. This is a corporation. I just want y'all to know that.
And that's factual.
Yeah, and this is this is a market. And that's why everything is marketing. If you notice, everything is a stock market, supermarket. Everything is to be marketed. Without marketing, you can't pull nothing over. So they're marketing these entertainers to us to get us to vote. And what's in the market? The yak. Why you think it's so many dispensaries now? It's funny, ironically, Wake and Bake TV said something at the exact same time. They making stuff illegal, but look what they make illegal though. You can't even say Mr.
All of this
Potato Head.
line,
You can't even say,
ultimate stuff.
you can't even say Mr. Potato Head anymore. You understand what I'm saying? They're saying stuff like that is a pronoun, but they market dispensaries. They market yak. Every celebrity trying to get you drunk. Why?
Beyonce, Rick Ross,
LeBron.
Jay-Z,
Yeah.
LeBron, Puff,
Casamigos.
who else got
One
a-
of them got
who else got a big
Casamigos.
one?
One of them white dudes got Casamigos.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
know
actor.
I see his face.
Yeah, it's an actor.
I see
Yep.
his face. George Clooney, is it?
Yes, I believe
George
it's George Clooney because I'm so far removed with
yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But again, to your point, dog, this is all part of the agenda. This is
Right.
all part of the New World Order, Illuminati. Notice Barack Obama was the last president to talk about the New World Order.
Mm-hmm.
For those who may be Gen X's like me and you who remember the New World Order, we remember Cell Therapy by Goody Mob
Mm-hmm.
talking about the New World Order. We remember Onyx talking about the New World Order, Busta Rhymes talking about the New World. We remember when we knew there was something coming.
Right.
And what happened was, it sounds so far-fetched, we didn't believe it. I remember Dr. Frances Cress Welsing was on Donahue, and she said, I agree with everything she said, till she said, white supremacy gonna have black men wearing dresses. I was a teenager then, it was the 90s. I said, all right, I agree with her, but she bugging with that, because I don't know no black men that'll put on a dress. Let's fast forward to this new world, where we are now.
Right.
And again, like you said, we're even removing pronouns. Like, there's two genders, male and female. I'm not talking about hermaphrodites and anomalies
And mermaids and all that. The fictitious, yeah.
I'm not talking about that, because even with that, there's still research that got to be done to that, because there's stories about people they thought were girls, so they snipped the meat. Actually, a man, you snipped the wrong organ.
Right.
So I'm not even talking about those. We know that there's two genders, but in the society today, they want to keep us all confused, and they want to dumb us down and prevent us from thinking. Something you said many times on your show, and one of the reasons why you don't smoke and drink, because when you're inebriated, you make bad decisions.
Yep.
But this is why they're marketing alcohol and marijuana to us, because they don't want us to be cognizant. They don't want our minds to be sharp. They don't promote healthy foods to us, single ingredient foods. There's so much we can do to improve our life, but we don't.
Right.
If you go to other countries and you look at how they eat and what's promoted, they care about their people.
Right.
Again, when you come here, it's all about the dollar. So you got pharmaceuticals, always got commercials about getting some type of drug.
No, and then ask your doctor if this is good for you. How you supposed to go in the doctor's office and say, yo, man, my eye be hurting. What's up with that such and such? Shouldn't the doctor say, oh, your eye be hurting? Maybe you could take, they want you to ask your doctor about something.
Who's part of the agenda.
That you saw
Who's part of the
marketed
agenda.
on, it was a commercial. That is marketing.
Yeah, it's common. There's an author named Tom Burrell.
Mm-hmm.
If family in the chat, in the audience, if y'all could do, he has a book called Brainwash. He was a marketing exec,
Mm-hmm.
black man, and he talked about how black people were manipulated, to pretty much to the points we're talking about right now. The name of the book is called Brainwash by Tom Burrell, And he showed old ads because they always use us to market their products also, because we came here as a commodity.
Right, right.
We was the first stock on the
We
New York
we was
Stock
on Wall
Exchange.
Street. Yeah,
Let's be
exactly. I'm
clear.
about to say we used right
And
through
they
Wall
had
Street.
Wall Street
Yep.
because they built the wall downtown Manhattan to prevent the rebellions from the indigenous people here and the enslaved Africans that they brought here.
Yep.
Because when you study this history, this screwed up history, they'll have you think that slavery only existed in the South, which wasn't true. Because to the point of us talking about the United States being a corporation, you got to remember there were corporations that established the transatlantic slave trade. But what many of us who know, we call it the Mayafa, a Swahili word for the great suffering.
Right.
Because as my teacher Walima Baruti taught us, that it was not the slave trade. A trade indicates equal exchange.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What we say in the streets, dog?
Right.
Fair exchange ain't
no
no
robbery.
robbery.
Right.
This wasn't a fair exchange.
Right.
This was human trafficking.
Right.
At the highest level. So I only say transatlantic slave trade for people who don't know what the Mayafa is.
Right.
So y'all put this in y'all little toolkit as we move forward, because again, we got to get the language right, because trade is with equal exchange. There's no equal exchange for human rights, human life, and some bullshit that you could just buy anywhere.
I said to
So,
them yesterday,
with
I
the
said,
companies,
but real quick, hold that thought. I
yeah.
said to them yesterday, I
Yeah.
said, yo, start even saying slavery. I say kidnap, because slavery was even
Yes.
legal. Kidnap was never legal.
Right.
But go ahead, continue.
Right. And even with the word slavery, because we always think about
Slavic,
ourselves, but
yeah.
the root word
It's
of
Slavic,
slavery
yep.
is Slav, from the Slavic people. Czechoslovakian, Yugoslavian, Europeans practiced this on their own people
Right.
before they even came to Africa.
Right.
But again, when you say slavery, the first thing we think is black people,
Right.
because we've been so conditioned and brainwashed. But I was talking about America being a country and the corporations that were in the slave trade. You had the Dutch West Indian Company, you had the East Indian Company, you had companies transporting these people. So when I hear people, right, check this out, and I want people to do the knowledge. When I hear people say that there's no evidence of slaves being brought here on ships, if so, where's the ships, right? Do the knowledge. I got a box truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving furniture. While I'm moving furniture, it's the furniture truck. But guess what? When I start moving clothes, transporting clothes, it's a clothing truck. It was a cargo ship.
Mm-hmm.
We've been taught to call it a slave ship, but it was a cargo ship, because when slavery was outlawed, they were still trading rum, tobacco, sugar, and all this other stuff, and they used them same ships. We were just human cargo. Let's be clear. Those were cargo ships.
Let's bust their head with
But
this
again,
too.
the language.
Yeah, but let's bust their head with this too. So they believe in the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, right? Where are those at?
Right.
They don't question that though, right? They don't question that exists. They say that Christopher Columbus, whatever his name is this week, depending on what people, depending on what people want to claim him, they believe that he got 3 ships from the Queen of Spain called the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. But nobody asked where those are at, right? So again, when we dealing with this, and the problem is
Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, Spain and Portugal.
Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand.
Right, because the problem is now we have fake historians who become celebrities now. And you follow these historians, but they got an agenda. They like, and buy one of these hard drives, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like they selling you something. They selling you something. So now that's what births the Dr. Umars. That's what births the 19 Keys dudes. That's what births all these dudes that's in plain costume.
Shout out to Sucker Polite.
Right, yeah. And then when you really ask them what is their thing, because I seen 19 Keys say something the other day. And he had a point or something. And people asked him what's the answer. He was like, us getting together and organizing. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of ironic for you to say that, because you coming on the heels of the Nation of Islam. There's nothing more organized than the Nation of Islam. But if you're not a part of the nation, you wouldn't know that. You understand what I'm saying? But then it's like, yo, I got this, but I got that crypto. You understand what I'm saying? Like everybody's selling something to us, and it's via the information, but what they really selling is personality. So they're becoming the celebrities. They're becoming the new people, and everybody's saying, "Oh, he's smart. He dropped jewels." So now that's when you start having to earn your leisure, big old conventions or money conventions, and people going there spending $2,000, think you're gonna get in there and learn something, and you ain't learned shit. You understand what I'm saying? You didn't learn anything because people become the new celebrity. Now, the difference between me and other people is that I really live what I talk. I don't talk. I wouldn't talk it if I didn't live it. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people want to tell you about relationships. They want to tell you about health, sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Looking crazy. They want to tell you about relationship, but don't have one black woman that could say, yo, he did this right by me. Yo, he is that. They start talking about, the sisters, licking his lips and all that shit, but then don't even make promise what he do for the black people. So again, these people are not our leaders. Seriously, they're entertainers.
Nah,
They're
you
not
dead
our
ass.
leaders. They are entertainers. That's why they speak so well. That's why they can articulate the point, because they think a lot of people are stupid. So what we always say, you sound smart to somebody who's stupid,
Yeah,
but so did Oswald Bates.
that's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So again, we start worshiping people. And then what happens is that we start saying, get them. But then this person is in it for box. Because which one of them dudes ain't in it for box? Let's just keep it real. Dudes just be wanting box, state to state, getting box, holes in area codes. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get caught with the conscious stripper. And all, you know what I'm saying? That's how you get jammed up. That's how you get jammed up in those situations, because you're trying to get some box. You sound like Malcolm Farrakhan out here, because you, at the end of the day, how could somebody be going from state to state but don't have family? So how could somebody tell you about family that don't come from family? Where is your family? Because again, we gotta be the change we want to see, and we gotta be talking from our experience to say, yo, this is how I do this. This is how I want. So for example, you lost about 80 pounds. I lost 120. So I could be the testament of, yo, I did this, that, and the third. These are people who are not successful at anything. They're only successful at talking. And you believing in them and you buying into their rhetoric is no different from the pastor, the imam, these dudes wearing fringes, talk about they in the truth and all this shit. It's all the same shit. So they become the new celebrity. So they're no different than Beyonce, because at the end of the day, when they hobnobbing with Beyonce, they want to be in them places. You understand what I'm saying? But they need you. They need your dollars. And for some of the people like myself who come from a grassroots that's really for you, I don't got nothing to sell you. You get what I'm saying? Only
me
thing I
tell
can
you,
sell
bro.
you is you. Only thing I can sell you is
I
your
was about to
belief in
say.
you. I sell you. I tell you how great you are. I tell you to open your mind. I'm not sitting here with an agenda, or I got a doctrine and I need you to follow me and I'm gonna march. I don't got none of that for you. All I can tell you is, yo, believe in yourself. Hulk Hogan was telling people to say their prayers and eat their vitamins, and he was doing steroids the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got foul at it. But again, you ever notice celebrities is always trying to sell you something that they think they make you believe you need it. Just really think about that. But they don't even use what they making you think they need, just like voting. You understand what I'm saying? Just like when dudes is getting the dun 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 dun. You had dudes like Lupe. You had stupid dudes like Sadat X. Man, everybody just get that thing and get it over with. I was like, that's the God?
The God?
What
But
the
then
hell?
you got it. Of course, the gods is crazy.
Yeah, that's what
And,
this is.
and you know, we always say a lot of these gods is false prophets. They can't tell me nothing because they don't even live right and exact. And a lot of that is doctrine. It's bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit. You have a belief in yourself, but anytime you think it's prescribed that, nah, it to your point, and not to cut you off, it is that. That's all we sell or promote rather, is have faith in yourself. You know,
Right.
I always tell people you divine by design. Don't let nobody knock you off your square, because I've done community work. I've done community work in the community.
Right. That you're from.
That I'm from.
Yeah, you're not gonna go to Philly and save the kids. You're gonna
I've
save the
done-
kids on Waverly and
right.
Fulton.
Even though I've done work in Philly, shout out to my
Right.
brother, Professor Carl Tone Jones.
Right.
Out there in Philly. Did work in Baltimore with my TNAT family, Temple of New African Thought. I rocks with everybody around the country, people who really putting in the work for our community. But again, because nobody's trying to be a super celebrity, nobody's promising you to open the first all-black nappy-headed college the
Right.
world has ever seen. We not making you no false promises. We doing real work. You know, I had a school in Africa called Educate a Child in Ghana, in the village of Langma in Accra.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been around doing real work, and we ain't been begging nobody for nothing, because I really want people to know that because we don't support Kamala or Kamala or Kamala, however you say her name, I think it might be Kamala.
Indian lady told me today, remember when I called you, I was going to get my phone thing? It was the Indian lady who sold it to me. So I asked her, I said, do you support Kamala Harris? She was like, she just bust out laughing. I'm saying,
yeah, I asked the Indians on my
yeah,
job
I was
too.
like, for real.
Like, nah.
I said, she was like, I said, why? She said, man, she's like, you say Kamala like Trump. I said, yo, because I knew only person with that name, and he was an African wrestler, that he played an African wrestler. His name was Kamala. He had his belly out, so that's how we pronounce it. She said, no, it's Kamala. And she was like, you know, she's Indian, but, you know, she played black, you know, and this is an Indian lady telling me this in the phone. So she's like, she played black, so we don't really take her serious. And I'm
exactly.
Like, so why the fuck should we?
Because again, dog, you got to remember the 14th Amendment made us second-class citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the writing, when you see a lowercase c, that means they talking about second-class citizens. Because now, remember, black folks was here before Europeans. Let's get that clear.
Right.
And we literally built this country as we know it today, because it was already nations built here by the people who were here. Let's not act like it was a barren land. It didn't have a system of you know, it wasn't a civilization. Let's just say that. Let's not act like Europeans came and made it a civilization. They were already civilized people with their own system here prior to Europeans.
Right.
But in the context that we speak in, black people literally chopped down the trees, paved the roads, built the White House, established governments here in this country.
Right.
Benjamin Banneker designed Washington, D.C., even though they'll say, what's his name, Pierre Lafont and some other dude, some other white dude. But we all know it was Benjamin Banneker, who also gave us the Almanac. But with the 14th Amendment, they look at us as less than. And unfortunately, we operate in that mind state of being less than. When you see citizen and you see a capital C, that means a white man. And particularly a white man with property, because those were the only people who used to be able to vote. White men with property. So even poor white men couldn't vote. And what's so funny, when we talk about race and class and sexism in this country, it gets convoluted because we are so indoctrinated to be emotional.
Somebody said the Moors civilized the world. That's cap.
Which Moors?
Word.
Not the dirty ones. What, the Moors from Morocco? Which Moors?
Right.
Because again, we talk about language.
You got
when
Moors.
People say Moors, what do they
Yeah, because the
about?
dudes in America say they Moorish.
Right, Moorish. Like, like the people we can't speak about.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Which means you're not exact.
Yeah.
You're not really that.
Got that
because
out.
some Moors say that they're from Morocco. There was already civilizations prior.
Who's
to
the most
Morocco.
popular Moor you know?
What you mean in the world right now?
Right
now. The Bay dude.
No, French Montana.
Give it to him.
He from Morocco.
Yeah.
He's a Moor, right?
Yeah. By that logic.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
By that logic,
he's from Morocco.
So when people say that, and that's why it's important we start really digging into the stories of what we're told and challenge everything we think we know about whatever it is we think we know.
Right.
We become habitual thinkers.
Regurgitators instead of research.
Yes.
I always say that to them every night.
We have a habit of thinking the same thing over and over again. Habitual thinkers. So what it is, the thoughts that we're having today are probably just like the thoughts we had yesterday, like the thoughts we had the day before, because seldom do we take in new information to challenge what we think or so believe.
Right.
And this is why it's so important we have this conversation, because again, we keep thinking about it's only this duopoly, which is presented to us. And it may be just the duopoly, because again, like I said earlier, the Democrats had sued Jill Stein and sued Cornel West, saying that they did something so that they can't be on the ballots. But here's the thing, any money that they raised to be on the ballot,
Hold on one second. He
their
said
money now is tied up in court,
he
in court
said
cases.
he said North Africa is where it's all started. So how come the people was captured from West Africa?
It didn't start in North Africa. The bones of the first person, which they call Scientific Eve, which they call Lucy, her real name is Dinknish, was found in Ethiopia.
Right.
You think in Northeast because again, this country was established by Masons who got a lot of their information from Northeast Africa. So that's why Northeast is always important in their culture, in their psychology, in their rituals.
He said that's
and
biblical
practices.
though, so we gotta throw him
No,
away.
no. Masons ain't biblical.
No, but he said it started in North Africa and that's biblical. So let's just throw him away. You talking about something biblical, like
show me where in the Bible it says this is North Africa. Again, that's somebody's opinion.
right.
Because nowhere in the Bible has it been pinpointed.
Say
where
Lucy's
the
name
Garden
again.
Eve is
Say
supposed
Lucy's
to-
name again. A real name.
Her real name, Dinknish.
Yeah.
Dinknish.
Yeah.
They call her Scientific Eve in the scientific community. But her
Right.
real name is Dinknish. But again, this is rhetoric because based on which cultural expression you subscribe to, whether it's religious, social, whatever it is, cultural, you're gonna run with that narrative until you challenge yourself to get out of that cognitive dissonance and not accepting new information that could prove you wrong. This is my problem with the Democrats.
Right.
Because we bring new information as a community. You ask me what I want, I tell you what I want, and you're gonna ignore me and then think I should support you. You bugged all the way out.
I want to say one thing
But-
though. But when we talking about leaders, we could give credence and credit to Noble Drew Ali was a leader. He
Yes.
led his people. He didn't lead all people, but he led his people who believed in him and they had status, they had citizenship, they had things, they had sovereignty. So that is a leader. This is what we talking about. Entertainers are not leaders. So we're not going to sit here and act like more Noble Drew Ali wasn't important for his people.
Somebody said that Ethiopia is mentioned in the Bible.
Mhm.
You got to remember, you're talking about the King James Standardized Version, because the Bible that Christopher Columbus came with was the King James Standardized Version.
Right.
The Bible Christopher Columbus came because there were at least 4 more Bibles created before we got the King James Version since Christopher Columbus came here,
Right.
and books were removed, particularly the Apocrypha. That was a book that really chronologizes real situations, dates and times. Because sure enough, as you accept Ethiopia, you think there was somebody in the Middle East named Matthew, and John,
Word.
and Mark? You really think it
Word.
was folks out there with European names?
Word.
Mhm. I got the Brooklyn Bridge for sale. You can put a toll on it too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, the language is very important.
But think about
The
this too,
language-
right? You got countries, right? Because people say more, they say Morocco, but there's a country named Mauritania.
Right. Somebody says more means black, but in what language?
Right.
In Spanish? Are you Spanish?
Right.
Moreno.
Right.
Are you Spanish? Again, this is what I'm saying. We really need to get it together.
And again, all right, so let me ask y'all something in
Thank
the
you,
chat.
health is wealth. Ethiopia is a Greek word, not
Right.
African. Exactly, because now you're dealing with etymology. Where do these words come from? Who made this up?
Yeah, and then I want to ask them too, knowing all of that means what? Because again, that's that feel-good history. But like
Right.
Taz said, y'all like to keep going back, but the people back wanted to go forward.
Go forward. Exactly.
Y'all keep saying this was this and this was that. At the end of the day, that's good.
Yeah. But now, How does that pay your rent?
Yeah,
week?
today is the first. Like,
Today's the first. How does that pay your rent?
right. Go tell Con Ed that.
Say, you know the Moors was the first
Yeah.
to make Lucy's, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, how does that help pay your rent? I always tell people, if what you know don't solve your problems, you don't know shit.
Alonzo said New Yorkers always call Latino Spanish. No, Spanish people call themselves Spanish, and they are descendants of Spain. So what do you want us to do?
Right. They like we speak English, they speak Spanish.
Right. So we, you know
what's so funny, right? Real quick, dog. Talking to Aguilar today. Shout out to Aguilar.
Yeah, that's the
right.
bro.
He sent me a picture, and he had a Toro Schomburg on it.
Mm.
Now, many people don't know who a Toro Schomburg is, but he was a Puerto Rican and German intellect and scholar. But he's also Dr. John Henry Clark's teacher.
Mm.
That's how many of us know who he is.
Right.
So when we talk about New Yorkers, it's funny, out of town people talk about New Yorkers because you don't understand. We're a melting pot.
Right.
Y'all know we got Jewish folks in Bed-Stuy, right?
Right.
I mean, they gentrified, they call it Williamsburg, but they literally live across the street from Marcy Projects where Jay-Z grew up.
Crown Heights.
Literally.
Crown Heights.
Literally. Crown Heights.
Yeah.
Crown Heights, where we had the riots back in the 90s.
Right.
With the death of Angela and Gavin Cato.
Right.
You know, and so much stuff. Like, we a melting pot. We not guessing when we tell y'all these things.
Right.
We really amongst other cultures.
And the way we view them is
And we
different
watch how
because
they
some of
operate.
them have grew up with us. And some of them, although they come from different backgrounds, some of them, mainly the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, have faced the same similar oppression as us in the state. Not around the world, but in that state, because they grew up right with us in the same places. So for clarity, we never separated ourselves from them. You know what I'm saying? We never separate ourselves. And then let's be honest, us as black people, we love everybody. That don't mean they love us. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean they love us. You know, so again, I'm not here. Tad is not here to sell you a doctrine, a way of life. I'm not telling you to change your name to Abubakar Fatback. I ain't telling you to change your name to nothing. All I'm telling you to do is research, stop regurgitating, research, and do what works for you. Knowledge of self. And look, as I say knowledge of self, knowledge types at the exact same time. You know what I'm saying? Know the ledge type. Knowledge of self is to know yourself. And how could somebody else, this is what I'm saying, but how could somebody else tell you what you are? No, that's what you are. You understand what I'm saying? Because some of us could trace our lineage. Stop saying, oh, we're all Moors, we're all Israel. No, we not. We've always been different people. Even if you go to the continent or anywhere, even the indigenous people that was here were different people.
The difference between the Twa people and the Watusis.
Exactly.
Twa people about 3 feet tall, Watusis about 7 feet tall.
I mean, Igbos and Yorubas is different people. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what continent you go to, it always had different people.
Call a person from Trinidad Jamaican.
Word.
Call them Jamaican if you want to.
Or call a Dominican or Puerto Rican.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, Eric Ford says something real too. Buy books again. But again, you got to understand though, we're doing this show and we do these shows truthfully for our health because the support is minimum, but I feel like the right people are listening. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I continually do it. I feel like the right people are listening and we get into some people. So like Nandy Johnston, who will say, what's this name again? Because some of the things we say, we want you to go research, but we don't want you to regurgitate. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Tad's word for it. Please just go research what we're saying. We're just giving you a point of reference for you to go do it. But nowadays, the entertainer tells you this is law and you buy into them. So even when somebody like Future say Percocet, Molly Percocet, and then you'll see him later and he'll say, Yo, I don't do none of that. So why you
Or
telling
50
me to
Cent
do
say
it?
I get high all the time and he don't smoke.
Yeah, and when they asked him, yo, how could you talk about drinking and you don't drink? It's fun. He said, I also sold crack and didn't do it. That is the entertainer. You understand what I'm saying? And we could give you a list of recommended books, but again, that's specialty shows. I don't want to do that tonight. You know what I'm saying? And again, if y'all want certain things, the support has to be there. The likes got to be up. The super chat got to be super chatting. The cash app got to be cash apping. And reason why that's important, because you've been sold into believing that people are begging you on YouTube. That's what people have sold you. Oh, dudes is begging, they panhandling on YouTube. Let me explain something to you. Everything gets bigger via finances. Who finances what? So if they could finance what's wrong and you believe in your heart, I'm giving you what's right, why can't the right be finances? Because we losing to the wrong. You understand? So it's dudes who play games. People give them money. Shout out to academics. Academics always say he rich, he got bread. People still give him rich. But for some reason, we have a mind state to give rich people money. And we keep giving them money and we want to keep them rich. You understand what I'm saying? But if somebody who you don't deem got money asks you for money, you say he's begging when everybody begs, if you want to look at it like that, because everything has to be financed. Everything. And I don't have corporate sponsors because if I did, we can't have these conversations. So if you like free independent speech, sometimes you got to pay for it because it's not free for me to do this. The lights ain't free, the internet ain't free, and it ain't like I'm gonna get 900,000 views so I can make the money. Some of these videos be yellow. So again, it's still just me doing it because I think you need the information. You got a lot of that. So I try to give you some of this. It's Friday night, fam. Think about it. It's Friday night. Look at what we be doing. I called you and said what you doing. You was like, I don't feel like doing nothing. And you went out last night. You get what I'm saying? When you hit me, I was leaving the gym. So we like, yo, you got what I asked you, you got something you want to talk about? You want to talk about something else. We ain't going to tell them that. You understand what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, we got to talk about these celebrities because I didn't change the message from when I first started the channel. I didn't change the message. I never deviated. I just find new ways to reinvent the message. The message has always been the same. Stop worshiping these people because these people don't mean us no good. Now they're taking a celebrity and trying to finagle it into leveraging for political reasons. But that helped them. You get what I'm saying? That helps them. That don't help us. That helped them. That don't help us. So again, with us, we are led to believe, oh, people are panhandling. People are doing this. People are doing that. Yo, that's not what's going on. And I don't even think my Cash App is pinned now that I think about it. So I kind of played myself. Absolutely did. But it's there now. So again, all help is needed. You get what I'm saying? All help is needed. So again, brothers don't need sponsorship. Need to create your own. All right. So again, a lot of times y'all be talking, and if you can't take that and put it out there, it's because stuff is bigger than something in the chat. And if you got the knowledge how to do that, you're supposed to be spreading it. But you'll say brothers don't need a sponsorship. But all the bad is sponsored. Who's supposed to sponsor the good? That's all I'm saying. Because they not gonna.
And I get what Legacy built.
Right.
That's a small scale. I mean,
Right.
granted, it's effective. It's effective for your family. The life insurance and things, and set up the trust. But again, and not to cut you off, dog, but this is new information, and we don't talk about finance like that. We just because first of all, you got to realize we got to get our people to change their mind about money and recognize money is a tool and not the goal, not the end all be all. Because like you said, a sponsorship to get the message out.
Right.
You ain't say the goal is the money.
Right.
The money is the tool to get the message out because that's the goal. And what is the message? For you to tap into your own power and stop relying on other people to do for you what you can do for yourself. But again, we have to change the language, have to change the psychology because all of that is important. So I get what legacy builder is
No,
saying.
yeah, I
So
didn't. Yeah, I'm not
so
shunning it.
definitely pulling the layers back, right? Because what legacy builder said is important, but a lot of times what I realize is we can't always assume that people know what we know.
Right,
So when we make a statement and don't substantiate it, people will be like, "Well, what's a IUL?
right,
Like,
right.
what's that? What's a trust?
That's why I
Like
said if you know the
my own
information,
bank? Like
yeah,
I have my own bank."
yeah. If you know the
And
information, that's when you pull dudes to the side because legacy builder. I want to keep it real with you. This is how so many of us is getting duped. You had people like Brother Polite, who was a brilliant mind, a good talker. He was selling people status corrections. He was telling people, yo, if you do this, you can't go to jail. And now he in jail.
or any of the deviant.
So this is what I'm saying. So sometimes one of the problems that we have with one another too is that some of us are great orators and fast talkers. Now we want to use discernment. But if you go to a bank and he sell you this or a car lot, you don't even question them. You don't even question whether they trying to beat you or not. But like I know about buying whips. I'm gonna go in there, yo, what's the lot fee? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I gotta run your credit. No, you don't. Assume good credit. You get what I'm saying? But we could do for ourselves, but sometimes it start with me and you. Tad, what's your Cash App?
Oh, dollar sign, hold up, dollar sign Tag Cromwell.
Yeah.
Dollar sign TADCROMWELL.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
Hit my cash out.
right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then we have to move the mind state of our people too. Jeezy telling your kids to trap or die while sending his kids to college. That come from me. Matter of fact, hold on. That come from me. You had Kermit, you know, that jacked that from me. You had Rod Wave.
Homie, they got popped on his block.
Yeah. Hold
Yo.
on. That come from me. Nobody said that
I
before
like
me.
Eric Ford said, Michael Eric Dyson, talkers. Yeah, he's
Right.
a fast talker.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, he's a slickster. And got jammed up trying to flirt with the white girl, and she
Yeah,
blew him up.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. These folks really ain't about that life that they say they're about. And that's all I'm saying. Like I said, I did work in the community. I did work in Africa.
Look at
and
the
I
date.
promise you I did work in the street.
July 5th, 2016. What does this say? Jeezy told your children to trap or die, but sends his son to college. That's what I did.
And
that's-
when was that?
July 16th. No, July. Hold on. July. Let me put Jeezy back in here. Jeezy. July 5th, 2016. I said that.
8 years ago.
Yeah. So I seen dudes run with it, trying to be smart, acting like, you know, but I'm one of the most regurgitated, bitten people on here. I just don't be really popping it like that. You understand what I'm saying? I respect Eric for it. And again, I want y'all to know something too. Tad does trips with the children. All of this has to get paid for. That's why this always looks great. That's why the graphics be graphicing. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. And we really we two people who probably speak on the phone every day or several times. All we talk about is family. That's all we talk about is family.
In business.
Yeah, in business and family. And knowing that it's another level to business. But you got to remember, Tad, like myself, we are affiliated with a lot. The only difference is we believe in doing it the right way, not via the affiliates that might be affiliates with their affiliations. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's going to take a little longer for certain people to do things when you do it the right way. But nonetheless, it's going to come because every day he say to me, yo, I feel like it. I feel it in the air. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. So even if it doesn't happen that day, it's just the thought because you plant the seeds.
But
So
what
this-
else we talk? What else I say, dog? And not to cut you off. Look where we at right now.
Right.
Where's the challenge?
Right.
Where's the challenge right now? Like we Gucci,
Right.
comfortably Gucci, but it ain't about just dog being Gucci because he drive real nice. It ain't
Right.
about me being Gucci because I drive real nice.
Right.
Like we all right, right? The thing is again, family. How do we move the family to the next level? Because it could be just me and him. Like I do my thing, he do his. We just be like later, but we trying to bring the information that we didn't have as children. We grew up in a poor family.
Yo, the world knows Zori from me, and that's your granddaughter.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
The whole
Because
world knows.
again,
Yeah, the
that's
whole world.
family.
Yep, the whole world knows Zuri from me, and that's his granddaughter. You know
But
what I'm
again,
saying?
we wanna give our family the right knowledge and information so that when we transition, our family know how to figure out their problems. Dog's brother Mel,
Mm-hmm.
yo, he
Got to
used to
figure it
always
out.
tell us,
You got
gotta
to figure it out. Word.
Just figure it out.
Word.
Because we all had problems. We all had issues. You know what I'm saying? I had issues in the family with the children I created mothers. So I mean, we figured it out. My children are grown now. They appreciate how I was always 10 toes down and didn't fall into the ghetto stuff of just arguing to be arguing. Take care of your children, family.
And
You
and
out there,
and,
you
and
got
look,
children, take care of them regardless what the mothers say.
and what's
Do
deep,
what you got to do for your
the
children.
chat becomes the extended family because you here with me night after night. So we bond, we laugh, we go through stuff as a family. So y'all become extended family. So I don't mind coming doing a low view show when I could be talking about sensationalized stuff because I feel like I'm talking to my people. Because this is the conversation we had earlier. We didn't talk about none of this. Who's a snitch? Young Thug coming on. We don't give a damn about none of that. That's not what we ever. We never.
How does that help us?
Yeah, we never had those conversations. We never had those conversations. Our grandmother birthday is coming up. We like, yo, we gotta go to SC to see her. Let's try to put a plan together. That's what we talk about. We talk about community, family stuff. It just so happens that this is the conversation we would have on the phone. We just shared it with y'all. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we want y'all to do this
Exactly.
as well.
With
Because
your
it's- we
family.
talking about
Yeah, yep.
organizing the community. Get your house in order first.
Right, facts.
Get your house in order.
Facts.
Like Dog said, yo, you got dudes trying to be relationship gurus and don't even have a solid relationship with the mother of their children. That's questionable right there.
Facts.
So don't think you're gonna organize the community and you can't organize your inner circle. I'm 10 toes down. I'm not hiding. I don't got no fake names, none of that stuff because I know who I am. And if anybody think I'm capping, they're more than welcome to call me out
Right.
on anything I'm saying. But
Right.
I don't worry about that because I know what I've done for people in my life, for people in my circumference. If I could help you, I will.
Right.
And if we got issues, I'm gonna handle you like we got issues.
Legacy
whole thing
Builder.
is, I
Hold on one
want people
second.
to tap
Legacy
into their own
Builder. My
power.
Instagram is at Doggie Diamonds. My email is also in there. I want you to hit me because maybe we could, again, see with me, this is some real shit. This platform is a gift, right? I got a gift to be able to convey messages to people. So let's use my platform, my gift, to be able to convey messages to people on a higher scale so we do start becoming more self-sufficient. But because we going to weed out some of them people. Hasheem Wilson, I appreciate it. We weeding out these people. That's why, I told you, I said, if I'm going to have somebody on my channel regularly, I'm going to have my damn family. And something go wrong, I just tell my grandmother because we both scared of her. You know what I'm saying? We still scared of her. You know what I'm saying? But instead of having people, because we seem to have a problem with our behavior as well. Everybody's not meant to sit in these seats and get a little bit of traction. Because once dudes get traction, they start going to look for action. And the action that they looking for, shit, we not with all that. We not into deviance. We not into none of that. We not into scamming the people, none of that stuff. And some people that I've had around me, that's what they did. And it makes me look bad, like I'm in cahoots, and I know, and a lot of times I don't even know what's going on. I'm finding out like with you, but then I got to take responsibility. And one thing that I never wanted to do in life is take responsibility for another grown-ass man or woman that's older than me. You understand what I'm saying? But even Legacy Builder, what I feel like we should do, I'm in the metaverse too. I got an Oculus. This is what I'm saying. I'm really in the Oculus. Like it's a lot that we could do because I also have something. If I could show it to you, where are you? Where are you? Oh, this right here. This right here is called Teachable Moments. So when you come here, you could be the teacher. I'm the student. That's what this was built for. Because I want more people to come on and teach. And right now, hold on. Let me see if I could pull Tad in here. I should be able to pull you in here. Hold on.
Do I get my glasses and look smart?
Word, hold on. No. That's not it. Should be. I gotta fix it because I didn't get the right thing. But yeah, this is what this is for. You get what I'm saying?
And it looked dope.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. That's what that show was for people to come teach me stuff. And then we got the Kitchen Clothes podcast. That's Nichols.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's family
The
from
homie Vinny.
from
Nichols.
you know what I'm saying, from the hood.
From
you
Brooklyn,
know?
yeah.
Went to school with him. Yo, you was in Crest though.
He's stupid.
He was with Soup, right? You was with Soup. Yeah. He was a wild boy. Anybody that was with Soup, he was a wild boy. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? But Kamala is the but again, what you're saying, Hashim, is real. What's your his everything is what is it, Waverly _?
Oh yeah. Waverly _Av Tad.
Yeah.
Waverly Av Tad.
Yeah.
WAVERLY. Waverly AVETAD.
Mike
Waverly
845 said, beware of the metaverse. Tell me why. Mike 845. I'm not agreeing with you or disagreeing with you, but I want you to tell me, why should I beware of the metaverse? Mike 845. You said beware of the metaverse. Why? But just know, if you're gonna sit there and say some spiritual portals and all that shit, I'm not gonna listen to you.
But see, this is something I was saying earlier. When people make statements and don't substantiate it, notice when I make a comment or a statement, I give you reference, I give you the book, I give you the source.
Right.
That's what we have to do, because we got to realize we're in the deficit when it comes to this learning thing, because we don't even know the things we don't know, or the things that we should know. That's why I'm glad Legacy Builder jumped on and said that, because he did give a reference point about IULs and trust, and sometimes we don't want to talk over the people's head because you and I are familiar with that language. Other people may not be. And we gotta, one thing I realized as a public speaker, because anytime you speak in front of a bunch of people, you're a public speaker, whether you realize it or not.
Whether you like it or not. Yep.
Don't go in with the assumption that people know what you're talking about. And don't go in there acting like you're the expert. And I'm not talking about Legacy Builder, I'm talking about anybody who's a public speaker. Don't act like you're the quote unquote expert, because there's always somebody in the audience or in the chat that knows more about the subject than you. So you got to be humble as well.
But hence this, I'm the student on the show always. See that?
Right.
I'm in the student seat. I always sit in the student seat. So I get people to come on that are experts to do it. So I wanted to say something too. Even when we dealing with the metaverse, somebody said it could alter your reality. You don't think people reality is altered online? You don't think people are already being something that they're not online? Again, entertainers are altering our reality by telling us this, do this, and this and that. So again, you have to know that there's good. There's a duality in everything. There's good and there's evil with everything. What you're using it for, it could be good, but to somebody else, it could be bad. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, you bringing it home what I was about to say. One of my favorite books, it's not by a Black author or nothing like that. I think his name is Joseph Gwynn or something like that. It's called Don't Believe Everything You Think.
Right.
Don't believe everything you think. A lot of times we just have these thoughts looping in our mind, and it becomes our reality up here, but it's not necessarily the reality of the world. It's just our perception. Because if we really understand what reality is, it's light, sound, and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your whip, right, dog?
Mm-hmm.
Notice you didn't really see that whip around until you got your whip.
Now I see it everywhere.
Once you see it everywhere, but prior to you getting your whip, you didn't see it because you're tapped into that frequency.
Right.
So what do I mean by that? When you have repetitive thoughts, you're tapping into that frequency. So you will find it. If you always looking for doom and gloom and poverty, if you say F money and money don't mean nothing, you tapping into that poverty frequency. So every opportunity you get to make money, you don't see it because you tapped into the poverty frequency. But if you constantly thinking about happiness and abundance, you're tapped into that frequency, and these things will come to you, and money will just be a tool that comes and goes through your hands. You'll understand cash flow, that as soon as you get it, you got to let it go because it's gonna keep coming. This is what
You
we're
said
talking
somebody
about.
got scraped in the metaverse. All right, I'm not going to look into that, because if anybody got violated in the metaverse, you could just cut it off, right? That's not nothing tangible. So if you're not talking about something tangible,
I
come
think
on
people
now.
forgot where the off button is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like being cyberbullied. You can walk away from the computer, right? Like,
Right. Just block.
yeah, that's all right.
Just close.
That's that right there. You took
But
me
again,
you took me
this
somewhere
is what I'm
foul
talking
with
about. Don't
it.
believe everything you think, because people make their thoughts their reality. So it's a reality you have in a thought, but is that what's really going on in the
Right.
real world? That's what separates the sane from the crazy people. Because a dude thinking he's really a female, I've seen two trannies with a baby. One was trying to breastfeed the child.
And you got nigga titties.
Yeah, like the insanity.
Right.
But he really believed that.
Right,
He
right,
really
right.
believed he can do that. That was his reality.
Right.
But in the scope of what's really going on, in the system of metrics, not matrix, in the system of metrics, what's measurable, what can you prove? That's non-cipher.
But then again, like what I'm trying to get you to understand, Mike 845, and I'm not going to make this about you. You have more control over than how do you relinquish your control of you? You're in control of you. So I could research optogenetics, I could research all of that. But then you'll have research for that research. You understand what I'm saying? Again, research is just it's a rabbit hole. But if you go and you believe that, then that's your reality. That's what he's saying right now. I don't believe nobody could do nothing to me. Some people could just harass me, but then what I do, I block them. I think you throwing subliminals. I think you being cute or funny. I block you. One of the things that I
Not gonna
don't do.
argue.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that I don't do is I don't look for my oppressors. I don't look at people I don't like. I don't speak their name. They don't exist to me. Because nobody lived rent-free in my head. So if you had a situations where this person bothers you, this person bothers you, what the hell are you going to look them up for? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but again, right now, I'm an avatar because you can't touch me. Right now, y'all are Avatar. The first thing that was called Avatar was these little circles with your thing. That's the original avatars. So at the same time, I'm an avatar right now. Can you touch me? Can you smell my cologne? Could you smell my my crib? No. So I'm just an avatar. You can cut me off. This is what I'm saying. Physical is one thing, but if you let something alter your mind and make you think that it's real, then they got you. That's called mind control. You get what I'm saying? And one thing about an Oculus, you can just take the shit off. Seriously, it's not a necessity. Nothing is a necessity but air. It's the only thing you could go without. You can't go without is air. You could go without food. You could go without water, but you can't go without air. Oh, Nikki D in the house. Shout out to Nikki D in the building.
Nikki D, word up. You know what's crazy though? That they will create laws about this kind of stuff. And again, we talk about reality, the perception of reality. Because there's only two laws that I truly recognize: laws of nature and the universal law.
Right.
Everything else is fictitious. We know laws is just opinions backed by weapons,
Right.
backed by physical violence.
Right. Because if you don't listen, your ass going to jail.
At one point, lead was illegal.
Right.
Now it's legal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But fire burned 100 years ago. Fire gonna burn 100 years from now.
Right.
Those laws don't change. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so crazy.
What did our great elder say though?
How do we control our own narrative and paradigm?
What did our great elder, a leader, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad said? You follow the rules, they change the rules.
That's it. You follow the rules, they change them. Again, we looking to be empowered by people outside of ourselves when we already born with the specific power that we looking for.
Right.
And we really want people to lean into that, really lean into that. When you wake up every morning, give a thanks of gratitude that you opened your eyes and you ain't in nobody's, hopefully you ain't in nobody's cell. And
But
if
you ever
are, hope
notice,
you get out.
would you ever notice when it comes to technology, the whole world is up on technology. The whole world. We always push fear about technology when everything is technology. You ever notice that? Don't do this because that's bad. Don't hold the phone so close to your head. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get that. The cell towers is giving you the Rona. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot when it comes to tech. And I'm a tech person. I'm into tech. You know how much gadgets I got. I got everything. I got controllers. All of this is, most of these things are Bluetooth. And people would say all that shit and use a microwave.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a sister not too long ago. We were talking about AI and she was talking about how she was reluctant to use it. I said, one thing we got to do as a community, we got to get out of that fear of moving into the future. You know, I said there was a time once telephones was created, people didn't want to use telephones.
Mm-hmm.
People still wanted to write letters. I said, but find somebody that don't use a phone now. I said, and this is how you get left behind. Things are here for our advantage. And
It's how you use it. Exactly. Yes. It's how you use it, because go down the street with a horse and carriage if you want to. Yeah, somebody said turn off the TV when it's thundering. Yeah, or cut out the lights. And again, I know what he's saying, but you have evil or misuse in everything.
That's a fact.
And what Legacy Builder said is real. You have people that have whole real estate in the metaverse that own cribs. What you think the NFTs are? That's what the NFT is for. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all is about. Technology is why we're looking at each other. We saw this on the Jetsons before. We didn't think it was possible.
We surpassed the Jetsons.
This is what I'm saying. Well, we don't got flying cars yet. We don't got the flying cars. It's the only thing we don't got. Once we get the flying cars,
but we got helicopters.
Yeah, but once your car able to fold up like a damn suitcase and you walk in the crib, then you good. You know what I'm saying? But
my bike can fold up. Well, not mine, but you know.
But look,
you can fold it up.
We got Uniblab because we got Siri. You understand what I'm saying? People will be scared of Siri.
And Alexa.
Yeah, Siri, Alexa, all of that is that in Chat GPT. You get what I'm saying? Yep. But these conversations is to make you think, to make you look around. And sometimes it's just a little bit different.
And think for yourself.
Yeah, and just sometimes it's a little different than the norm. So sometimes I like to go left with what I'm talking about because, come on, man, like it's only but so much they could push on us. We a little bit smarter than that. And for a lot of my own peers, the Joe Buttons, the Math Hoffers, the Noris, I don't really think a lot of them have thought-provoking conversations outside of the scope of hip-hop. See, we are part of that. We created that. But it's so much broader than that sometimes because we have to even recognize and realize how that has been weaponized against us via the celebrity. You understand what I'm saying? That's why there's no more conscious hip-hop. There's no more love and nothing. Everybody
Doggie.
just, yeah.
Do you remember the video of Jerry Heller and what he said, why he created quote unquote gangster rap in NWA?
Yeah, he was tired of that. He was
tired of that big dick New York hip hop.
Facts.
And what he was talking about was the consciousness of hip hop. And it's funny that he would use the term big dick hip hop.
Yeah.
This is Jerry Heller.
Yep.
This is Jerry Heller, you know, the founder of Ruthless Records, the partner of Eazy-E.
Yep.
He said, I'm tired of that big dick New York hip hop with the black medallions and all that stuff.
Right.
Because when we wake up, they don't have power over us. They really don't have power over you now. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Wiz really didn't have power. They thought he had
The
power
power
because they
was in them.
surrendered their own
Yep.
power.
Yep.
The power is in you all the time. Wake up to that shit. Because once you wake up, the game is over. And this is why they use celebrities to rock you to sleep. This is why you seldom hear Malcolm's voices. And every time there's an election season, I make it my business to play Malcolm and Dr. King, because so much of what they said is so profound that it's still playing itself out now. Malcolm was critical of entertainers
Facts.
because he knew the white people was putting them in place to
Exactly.
become our leaders, saying that they don't have the depth of a political perspective that could really move the community forward. So he was critical of Dick Gregory, whether y'all want to recognize it or not. Sammy Davis Jr., Lena Horne. He said these people by name.
Where this is at?
He said these are not our leaders.
This is on my Instagram. This is on my
And I
Instagram.
ain't even peep it.
Yeah, this
But
is
remember,
this.
remember, we came up
Look what
watching
it says.
as
Malcolm
kids.
X warned of looking at celebrities as political advisors and leaders. That's
And
the
see, I didn't
that's
even see that on
that's
your
the
page.
title of the video.
It's funny because I don't go on Doggie's page because I speak to him. So
Right.
what am I looking for?
What does that say? Malcolm warned of looking at celebrities as political advisors and leaders. That's on my page. But
And
y'all
again,
won't
I
follow
encourage
me
people.
because I'm not showing you jewelry, cars, hoes, and all that shit. But again, I'd rather you have this. All that other shit that we got is for us. It ain't for you. You can't get nothing from what I got. You can't drive my car. You can't wear my sneakers. Nor could I. But the mind is something that we all share. And the ideas, that's what shapes us. You get what I'm saying? That's what shapes us, the idea. So how we could be just having a bill. But if I was sitting here tonight talking about what Young Thug gonna do now, Legacy Builder can't come in and say, yo, you should mess with the IULs and all that. See, this sets the tone to start new topics and new conversations. That's why we do it. That's why we spend our Friday night doing this. You know, ate a good dinner, did everything, and you had halal. I'm jealous, you know what I'm saying? And everybody feeling good, and we just winding down because now I already hit the water, hit the shower, hit the gym already. Yo, it's bedtime. That's it. We start fresh tomorrow. That's really what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? But we got to have these topics and these conversations to open the door for other things. And again, start holding people accountable. Because when people act like they speak for you, how come I don't understand your language?
Word.
That's the deep, because everything we said tonight, it's not that it's dumbed down, but it's palatable and understandable to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm one of y'all. I'm one of y'all. I don't do that celebrity stuff. I don't do nothing. I don't even wear glasses in the streets, believe it or not. So again, when we dealing with these so-called celebrities, why do they all sell you something? Why do they all sell you something that's no good for you? Just ask yourself that. What did I put out there 2 days ago? If you following the page, you follow on my social media, I put out that I want to sponsor water. I want to sponsor water. I want to show that all of us don't smoke or drink. You understand what I'm saying? I want to sponsor water. They think we don't drink water. So again, Tag, if you got anything you want to say, I'm ready to get the hell up on it.
I just want to tell the folks, please, don't take our word for nothing we said here. Go look it up yourself, do your own research. And if you find some information that conflicts with what we said,
Bring it back.
Bring it to our attention.
Yep,
bring it back. Because we're not afraid to examine new information and upgrade our thinking. You know what I mean?
But what we're not going to do, we're not
Yeah.
going to dress like you. We're not going to follow your doctrine. You ain't going to tell me somebody my leader. You ain't going to tell
You're not
me
going to put on leather wristbands with the spikes?
Yeah, we not one of your spiritual leaders. We not cutting our hair a certain way. We ain't doing none of that. I'm aware what. Yeah, this would no. We gonna wear what we want to wear. We gonna do. But how could you say drink distilled water when distilled water removes minerals out of your body? See, again, you can't just say drink distilled water. You got to know the science of distilled water. You can't just say drink distilled water. because that might not work for everybody. You got different people with different haplotypes. You got to eat for your haplotype. It's different things with you. That's why I say knowledge of yourself. That's why I don't tell people what they should do. I just say, yo, this is what I do. What we know is different, but how you live your life is how you live your life. Yo, you got people that's running for president that giggle like they get their nose dirty every day. You know what I'm saying? That giggle so much they got the munchies. You know what I'm saying? Because remember when you first started smoking back in the days, and the girls first started smoking. Remember they had the giggles?
All the time.
She don't giggle like she be high. Like the fuck, I be sometimes be looking like, what the fuck she laughing at? Like I ain't even see what the joke is. You understand what I'm saying? So again, like yo, she took an edible or something like that, or she took a gummy. She got the goddamn giggles. She ain't even getting her point across. She giggling. But anyway, I don't want y'all to think. I also don't want y'all to think that I'm anti her and pro anybody, because just because when you speak about somebody, that don't mean you for the other person. I'm not for nobody. But one thing I ain't gonna be, nobody gonna lie to me, and I believe your lies. Because once you lie to me, you disqualify yourself. You know what I'm saying? And being a black man with black parents coming from a black family, I take that shit serious. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to really be black. That's why a lot of times we'll say we're all types of other things. So when somebody say, oh, I'm black, it's like, since when? Because even when you ask her people, they laugh. So what the fuck are we to do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, her people.
But it's funny, dog. All that is it's rooted in racist ideology.
Right.
The one drop rule.
Right.
So she's trying to pass saying she has one drop somewhere. Her father's Jamaican. So much implications of racism to the core. But again, if people would really understand who they are, learn the science of rhetoric,
right,
the bullshit that people is selling us.
But race and nationality is not the same, though.
At all.
Race and
nationality, nor ethnicity.
Yeah, it's not the same. Only if you talk about them folks. They the only ones. That's everything. Because and if you say their name on YouTube,
the folks you can't talk about.
Yeah, you can't talk about. That one word is their race, their nationality, and their religion. But if you say it, it's a bad word. It's a slur. Just really think about that. Word. It's everything when it comes to them. But if you say it, it's a slur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But all right.
Chances are you'll unpack the truth. But again, family, you check me out every Sunday, 2 p.m. on YouTube. Me and my partner C Gutter, the OG Wisdom Podcast. And when you want to hear more political talk, you can check me out every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Thorough Black Talk Radio with me, my sister Keisha, brother Blacksmith, and sister Marcia, where we really go deep into the politics and the history of the U.S. and what we can do to turn this thing around. Again, like I said, we're in a perfect political climate to organize and move things in our direction, because we see Johnny-come-latelys getting billions and billions of dollars, and they keep telling us they got to do studies to make sure that we get properly compensated for our ancestors' labor. We don't got no more time for studies. They got the money. So as we see, they could fund the Ukraine war, Israel, they could fund the migrants, among other things. Those are the top 3 places where our money is going.
Right.
But if we organize, we can stop all of that.
Shit,
let's stop following their lead. Let's stop listening to these celebrities, because they don't have your best interest. Please be clear. They are getting paid to sell you a message.
You know what else they got to fund? They got to fund tampons in the men's bathroom, because somebody got to pay for it.
Yeah, tampons in the men's bathroom. Next thing you know, they're going to want some Diddy oil in there too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's another time.
And the last time I checked, which is before I got live, I got an Audi. I ain't got no any. So what the hell we need a tampon for? You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
for them crazy confused folks.
Yeah. So that's what it is, man. Until next time, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you leave a comment. From what I'm learning, the comments are very, very important after the video, as well as you being in the chat. So even if you say salute, support, get the likes up as well. Until next time, peace. Nobody listening to no fat